Mueller may be the first casualty of his Russian collusion case. By Aaron Moreno for TruthFeedNews.com. First casualty, Robert Mueller's case against the Russian company Concord Management and 13 Russian nationals was supposed to be a slam dunk, but now it could end up being Mueller's demise. Many experts believe both cases are essentially dead in the water, and in pairing that with the weak cases against both Manafort and Flynn, Mueller and his flimsy probe may soon be on the chopping block. From the Daily Caller, Washington, D.C., lawyers for Russian company Concord Management and Consulting, LLC, formally entered a not guilty plea in federal court Monday in a case special counsel Robert Mueller probably never thought would happen. Mueller, weathering significant criticism that his Russian collusion case was thin, unveiled a grandiose indictment in February 16th against 13 Russian nationals and 3 Russian companies. The 13 Russians in question were charged with waging information warfare in the United States, interfering with the 2016 presidential election, and conspiracy to defraud the United States. Mueller generated headlines with the February indictment, safe in the knowledge that 13 Russians were beyond U.S. jurisdiction. Therefore, there would be no trial, only sensational Russian collusion accusations. Mueller may now have to try the case, and Concord's lawyers have put the special counsel on notice. The Russian company's lawyers intend to invoke discovery to obtain U.S. intelligence about what they knew of Russian activities. I guess Mueller thought it was a freebie for sure, former federal prosecutor Andrew C. McCarthy told the Daily Caller News Foundation after the court proceeding. He thought it could make this association of Russian collusion and it would never be challenged in court. McCarthy, also a National Review contributing editor, said, Concord retained the services of 2 attorneys at mega law firm Reed Smith, and the company is demanding a speedy trial. The lawyers indicated that they were going to exercise Concord's rights under discovery to examine all of Mueller's evidence of the conspiracy. In starting Wednesday's trial, Eric A. Dublier, a Reed Smith law partner, entered a not guilty plea in the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia. He also repeated his client's interest for a speedy trial. McCarthy called Mueller's entire indictment an unforced error. One thing you never want to do is to indict in a case that you're not prepared to try, McCarthy said. Mueller tried to delay Wednesday's hearing and floated a claim Concord had not been properly served notice. Until the court has an opportunity to determine if Concord was properly served, it would be inadvisable to conduct an initial appearance and arraignment at which important rights will be communicated and a plea entertained, Mueller's lawyers filed in federal court. It's usually the other side that says we weren't served, not the one that's serving them. I mean, you gotta be kidding. But anyway, but Concord opposed the motion. The special counsel is not entitled to special rules and is required, like the Attorney General, to follow the rules of the court, Dublier stated in his response to Mueller. U.S. District Court Judge Dabney Friedrich agreed with Concord and rejected Mueller's request for a delay in the trial without comment, which led to Wednesday's arraignment. Concord wants a speedy trial as provided by federal law. The company's lawyers also repeated Wednesday. The case will resume July 9th. It is the second legal headache for Mueller in 2 weeks. Last week, federal judge T.S. Ellis III, a Reagan appointee, threatened to throw out the special counsel's indictment of Paul Manafort since the charges against President Donald Trump's former campaign manager did not relate to any charges of Russian collusion. Instead, the charges were tied to banking activities that went as far back as 2005, more than a decade before Trump announced his intention to run for president. In other words, he's got nothing. And also, I might add, Mueller, on top of that, he was bringing the case against another company, a Russian company, that did not exist also. So not only they're fighting this case with this company, he also wanted to go after a company that doesn't even exist, and he was made the fool. He didn't expect to have to go to trial. But what I'm thinking is, if he has to, because they're asking for all the paperwork, they're asking for the paperwork to be looked at. Mueller's case is dead in the water because he's got nothing to show, actually. Do you see what I'm saying? So he's just probably not even going to show up to this trial here, but he has to respond in order to at least buy him some time. But otherwise, he's not going for this. He doesn't have anything. What is he going to show? Garbage? He knows he's going to lose. How much could he drag it on? The judge is going to throw it out of court. And especially when he's calling for another company that doesn't even exist, that he was taking to court. That's what they were saying. How is he taking this company to court when this company doesn't even exist? I mean, unbelievable. So out of those 3 companies, one of the companies doesn't even exist, and the 13 Russian nationals he has no U.S. jurisdiction over. He thought that he was just going to make a whole big hoopla in the news about Russians. But now he's being called to task, and he's made the fool. Not only that he has no case, he's also... there's no words to describe it. He's like a total moron, a buffoon, in other words. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.